state educators say more legislation needs to be passed here to get more teachers in schools like these. With these rising gas prices, some people say that in a city like this, if you can help it, why drive? When businesses like here and here try to turn in fake bills like these, they get turned down. That's because when held to the light, the fake 50 doesn't have the same security bar that a real bill would right here. Traditional acoustic sound is what keeps bluegrass alive. The music is made with simple chords, which are 3 or more notes put together to make harmonies like these. Here in the basement and up above, students have heard footsteps, seen apparitions, and ridden on elevators. They get cold all on their own. Though you may find them beyond the horseshoe, the best of friends with the biggest hearts sometimes come in the smallest packages.
Just from the jump, it kind of seemed like something was kind of fishy about it.
Carter McCandless never had to turn down a customer, but that changed when a man entered the coffee shop and tried to pay with a 50 that just didn't look right.
It was like a little bit smaller than all the other bills, and it was like a different type of paper.
It's the first time in 5 years that a person was refused service at Inda Coffee in Columbia. But Inda isn't the only business in the area to get counterfeit cash. Pokey Bros in Sand Hills now no longer accepts bills over $50. That's because one employee who wanted to stay anonymous was recently given a fake 100.
I mean, we lost $72 that day because she got $72 back in change, and that was, a hard loss.
When businesses like here and here try to turn in fake bills like these, they get turned down. That's because when held to the light, the fake 50 doesn't have the same security bar that a real bill would right here. And USC economics professor John McDermott says fake money is more than just a loss for businesses. It's a cost.
So it is fraud and shoplifting, and it's very tough on the bottom line of any small business especially.
It's hurting small businesses beyond Columbia, with confirmed counterfeits in Charleston and Charlotte.
My experience has always been an issue in the industry.
Where restaurant owner Lincoln Savita is now resorting to these counterfeit checking pens to filter out fake money. Inda Coffee is now using scanners to check their cash. Despite the impact of counterfeits on Columbia's businesses, officials with the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs say there isn't a clear trend to investigate.
We haven't had any businesses that we license reach out about it. The reason being is probably because businesses recognize it before it goes into circulation.
Although small businesses can catch counterfeits, Parker says if you come across them, there's one thing you should do.
Yeah, you immediately call the police.
As for McCandless, he's committed to being cautious.
If I'd accepted it, I would have given him like $45 of real money.
Making sure money doesn't come with a price. In Columbia, for Carolina Insider, I'm Finn Carlin. Through the doors of a little West Columbia shop, you'll hear strings strumming and voices singing. One of the only spots in the state to hear this kind of music ringing.
This is the Bluegrass epicenter of South Carolina.
Willie Wells owns Bill's Bluegrass Pick and Parlor, left to him by his father, who died of cancer 11 years ago.
Well, my dad wanted to make it a place where people could come and play and pick music.
Every Friday night, the parlor comes alive as an open stage becomes filled with bluegrass tunes. Pickers and pluckers bring their strings to keep this uncommon country genre alive. But people at the Pick and Parlor are part of a dwindling group of bluegrass listeners. In the last 5 years, country songs averaged at 11% of the Billboard year-end Hot 100. None were bluegrass. So what brings people to the traditional strumming sound?
Whenever someone brings out a banjo, people just smile. It makes them want to hear it.
Local string musician Eric Stevens, who wanted to stay off camera, says bluegrass tells sincere stories through simple song.
It's not Bach, it's bluegrass, and usually it's no more than 2 or 3 chords.
Traditional acoustic sound is what keeps bluegrass alive. The music is made with simple chords, which are 3 or more notes put together to make harmonies like these. But the Pick and Parlor is more than catchy chords for these musicians. It's a community.
It's a place where you can play music with other people of all different levels and it's a social event. It's a musical social event.
For Wells, it's a place to feel welcomed.
If you want to learn bluegrass music or really just learn an instrument, this is the place to come.
A place built on the beats of bluegrass. In Columbia, for Carolina Insider, I'm Finn Carlin. Macy Mitchell is a junior education major at U of SC. School wasn't always the best fit for her until she fell in love with teaching. She now works at a local school to practice her passion, but things are different than she hoped.
The teachers that work there, even like the principals, they're just like, oh, like, good luck. Like, you sure you don't want to change your major?
Teachers are telling Mitchell to find a different job, which comes as South Carolina just recorded a record number of teacher vacancies this year, with just under 7,000 teachers leaving the classroom.
So many are at sort of a breaking point already.
But now, the highest inflation rate in 40 years is raising consumer costs and hurting those with smaller salaries, like public school teachers. As state legislators debate the state's $12 billion budget, which includes a potential $4,000 pay bump for educators, some senators like Greg Hembry say it won't be enough.
Do I think that a $4,000 pay increase keep a teacher who wants to leave the classroom in the classroom because of inflation? I do not.
But local teachers like Patrick Kelly see a salary increase as a stepping stone to retaining teachers.
The need has never been greater, and the opportunity has never been greater with the state's budget surplus.
State educators say more legislation needs to be passed here to get more teachers in schools like these. And keeping teachers in schools means more than money.
Teachers aren't leaving the classroom because of the money.
Teachers don't go into teaching to make a lot of money.
It's not really the salary,
but improving conditions in the classroom.
Whether it's giving smaller class sizes, whether it's improving the quality of leadership at the school and district level, all of those factors are probably even more important than salary if we're talking about retaining the great teachers that we currently have.
And a great teacher is what Mitchell hopes to be for future students, despite the challenge.
I want to kind of be like a second mom that like pushes them towards the next level.
In Columbia, for Carolina Insider, I'm Finn Carlin.
And then my Y is going to be what? 6.